What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to be talking about stuff like tips and tricks that I wish I knew before I started the game, so you guys don't make the same mistakes as I do. The first one, tip number one, will be if you go into your game, you go into your options, you go into gameplay, is if you see I've hovered over here, advanced tooltip compare and advanced tooltip information. Now some people said the information is too much. But what it does, right, you go over here and say I've got a pair of pants here, right? This shows the pair of pants in my inventory. If I press triangle, it's gonna put what I've got equipped up, and it's gonna you can see all the green little things, like it gives me extra armor, it restores potions, restore 10% more, I get more maximum life, and if you scroll down it tells you the stuff that you lose as well as what you gain. So for instance, I'm going to lose a legendary power, which is the legendary powers are the stuff in yellow. It's going to tell me what I lose, what I gain. That is tip number one. Now going into tip number two is, no matter what you do, if you're playing a non-hardcore character, everything you do in that game will carry over. Right, so if you complete the campaign, you can skip the campaign, start on level 1 and just start grinding dungeons, rah. So no matter what, but it's different from your hardcore character. So your hardcore character and your normal characters are two different things. Tip number 3 is your world tier. When you start off, it will give you two options. It will give you world tier 1, world tier 2. Now if you look at world 2 tier 2, it says enemies are more challenging, monsters give 20% increased experience, monsters drop 15% more gold. This is not worth it from the start. Tier 1 is easier, and it is the time to kill in Tier 2 compared to Tier 1 is dramatic. Like, you might as well just stay on Tier 1 until you are getting prepared to do your capstone dungeon. Which is endgame, until you are ready to do your capture something, I wouldn't go into tier 2. There's no point at all. Everything just takes too long to kill. Now, step number 3 would be elixirs. Now, if we go onto the map and we spot the Mr. Mixing Bowl here, the alchemist, we go talk to her, and you can pick up stuff in the wild, which is, you know, like little plants and ore and everything, and you can make elixirs. Now, even the weakest elixirs, you got elixirs of cold, you got all of these, even all the, like, it gives you, if you look, it says it gives you the experience by 5% for 30 minutes. These are worth it. Always drink them. You'll get them from drops, quests, everything. Always drink them. I would drink them no matter what. Even the weak elixirs does the exact same thing. It gives you attack speed, your overpower, your critical strike, your cooldowns. It will increase your armor. It will give you max damage to certain bosses. It will give you resistance. No matter what you do. So for instance, I want cold resist. Let's make one of these, right? Always make them, right?
Blessings.
Which then goes into your consumables, right? If you drink it, if you watch where it says level 46, if I drink it, it'll give me a little potion thing. That's when you know to drink up if you're out. The 5% boost is actually bigger than you actually think. Now, going on to step 5 is sort your bag. If you sort your bag, it will sort it from highest power level down to the lowest power level. It will also sort it in your offhands, your weapons, your pants, your rings, your amulets. It will auto stash it all, and it's very useful to see what you want to sell, what you want to salvage. Which goes on to our next one. You want to salvage more than you sell. You always want to do this, because if not, you're going to be grinding a hell of a lot for your endgame mats to upgrade your gear. Now, you always want to salvage more than what you want to sell. Yeah, okay, this one's worth 14,000, and that you gain lots of gold in thing. So what I look at, if it's got a color behind it, if it's got a color behind it, you will want to salvage it. If it doesn't have a color behind it, like it's just a common, sell it, because you get bugger all mats for it as it is. Now if you look at it, it's got these little marks around it that is salvage icon. If you salvage one of these, if you look on the top left, it says visit the wardrobe. You unlock that to make your character look, so you can keep your character like a trans model, pretty much. Now, going into step number 7 will be when you open your map. Now you will see up the top it says fractured peaks, your level, your renown. Now if you go review rewards, these are your renown. You can get extra potions, XP, gold, and skill points. These skill points are huge, right? Because if you start a new character, that if you did all this on another hardcore character and you started a new character, you can have up to like 10 skill points right off the bat. You can fly through leveling. It also gives you your paragon points, which is end game stuff as well. So these, always check if you've claimed all 3 like I have and you haven't unlocked tier 3, well then go on to somewhere else and see where you make sure you got those 3 locked. Gives you something to do after you complete the campaign, because renown is huge for leveling up your ults. Now, if on the same thing, if you go into your collection and go into aspects, now these are all your aspects, which gives your, like, it's the legendary power of your legendary items, right? If you click R, well, if you think, these will show you the ones that are dedicated to your class. There is some out there that are just, you can put them on all classes, but these are the ones that you think. You can even press X on it, remove, and it will pin it. Right, this is telling me that this one is all the way here. Like that, it also tells you these aspects are huge, right? Because the dungeons you do for the aspects will give you lots of power. It will change your power into something. You could have a single strike where you smash the ground and that's it. One of these aspects, you smash the ground, it'll do a massive AoE and it'll keep going over for an AoE for a bit. It will change them dramatically. I recommend doing these aspects. You complete them once, you unlock aspects for all. It doesn't matter if you do different classes, it will still carry over and it will still help you. Talking about dungeons as well, if you look at side quests, and side quests, which is the blue icon, makes you go into the dungeon. Wait until the dungeons, because then you don't have to do them twice. You can do them twice, you're going to be doing everything anyway, but that's just an easy way to get everything in one spot and get the renown for it too. Now, if you're on a hardcore character, watch out for Mr. Butcher. Butcher is ridiculously OP, and you can try and run from him, but he will just hook you, stun you, and that's it. He does so much damage. If that ever happens, you get these things called you can get Elixir of Death, which on death it will give you 2 seconds immunity to get the hell out of there. Or you get these things that are scrolls that are very hard to find. They're escape scrolls. As soon as you pop it, you're out. Instead of holding down where it takes the time like I'm doing now, it will pop you out instantly. That's good for hardcore, that will drag you out. Tip number 9 is, if you go on this map here and you'll see these weird triangles, these is your enchanting and your aspect. You want to learn this as quick as you can, but probably way into your end game stuff as well. When you talk to this guy, right, these are your codex of power. These are the aspects we were talking about before. When you get them, you can put them on stuff so you can replace stuff, you can put them on there. That's how you do it. These you can use as much as you want, anytime you want. They're all unlimited. But if we clear that, if you got an item like I do down here, if you go over, to extraction, and you got an item down here, for instance, damaging and poison air. If I put this ring in this slot, you can see it gives me it. So extract it costs me a lot of money, like it'll cost me for it. If I hit extract expert, it will destroy the legendary, but it will put it into your aspects area. Now these you can put on your, you can replace, these are like normal aspects, but they're only a one-time use. Only a one-time use. After you do it, they're destroyed. These are good to collect up and keep going for your endgame stuff. So if you like the thing, they're really good. Tip, going on to number 10, 11, is, if I can quickly find one. Is your altars of Lily. Here we go. Altars of Lilith. So this will, once you claim it, claims it for all characters, and this gives you really big bonuses. I mean, it will give you +2 to dexterity, strength, intelligence. It will give you a bunch of stuff. Now again, will make your ult, if you want to level it ultra faster, you start off doing the renown, and your skill points on that will be beautifully insane. You will be overpowered for your ult. I recommend collecting all of them. There is, I'll put a link in the description below. There is a link to find out all the dungeons, all the altars, when events are starting. This is all on a community-driven guide, which are well worth it. Last and final tip: if you notice when you're playing the game, you got your money and you got these purple things. These are called orbs, or I don't know what they're called. They do cap out. At the moment, that's me capped out. So if you find Mr. Moneybags over here and you go for a look for him, right? I highly recommend this. I highly recommend spending them, because every time you do like events in the world that will drop, they will always drop. The chest will spawn once you complete the event, and this will always drop. And you might as well use them, because what it does initially is you get a random chance of a roll. Doesn't matter what it is, right? If I want a 200 staff, I go buy, but bang,
magic in that one.
it gave me this bad boy, right? Okay, it's not good. If it's not good enough, it's not good enough. But I have had some legendaries. This, it's these dropped from a random thing. It was legendary, so they can drop, and if it doesn't work, it's free salvage, isn't it? You're gonna cap out of them a lot. Now, also with them too, you'll come along chests that are whispering chests that you can't open unless you got a whispering key. You might as well buy 5 of them. You might as well buy 5 of them when you can, if you need to get rid of money, because they go to your consumables tab. So it doesn't take up stuff in your equipment, it goes to your consumables tab, and when you find them, you might as well unlock them. I haven't found anything great from them, but I've heard people find really great stuff with them. So make sure you're always spending them. They're real worth it. Look, we can try and roll for the staff again. Didn't give us much of a staff, but this is the stuff that you can do to get rid of them. I highly recommend getting rid of them, because not yet I know of any decent way to use them besides just randomly roll for them. So in that saying that, guys, this is all the tips. If you've got any more better tips or anything, let me know. Post them down in the comments below, so when people watch this video, they can look in the comments and go, oh, this is an extra tip you missed, this is an extra tip you missed, which is awesome. If this helped you or anything at all, make sure you like the button and subscribe. And until then, guys, thank you for watching.